The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
What's going on? Raider reaction. All the Raider Nation, man. Oh, man. Here we go. Week 4. 1-2. Going up against the Chargers, who are also 1-2. Just what a fucked up home opener that was last week, huh? Under the lights, national televised against the rival Pittsburgh Steelers. And the way the game ended was disgusting, to say the least. It sucked. I couldn't believe how it went down, how the whole thing just played out. Excuse me. It was like, fuck. Why can't we just be good? Right? I mean, come on, man. I got so much faith in this team every year. I have so much invested into this team every year coming up to September. And it's like, to get shitted on year after year. You guys got to understand, man. I ain't like some of you old geezers who got to see the glory days of Raider Nation, right? I'm 30 years old, getting ready to be 31 in a week, 6 more days. I'll be 31 years old. It's been a rough upbringing when it comes to the Raiders, right? I think I was 9 or 10 years old, 8, 9, 10 years old when they had that little good three-year run, with Tim Brown, Jerry Rice. I remember Buchanan. I remember all them dudes, Charlie Garner. I remember that. I was a young cat, but I do remember watching them play and going, man, this is why my dad's a Raider fan. Shit. Man, these motherfuckers they're hard out here. Because, 8, 9, 10 years old, that's when you kind of start remembering shit, really getting into to watching the games on TV and stuff like that, and going to the games. And I was like, shit, this is why my dad's a Raider fan. These motherfuckers are, they go hard. I remember Romanowski out there just being a baller. I remember that shit, man. Um, Charles Woodson. I remember Rod Woodson, kind of towards the tail end of his career was a Raider. that was that was when I first started, remembering shit and really getting in to the sports on TV. And then ever since 2003, it has been like just shitty year after shitty year after shitty year. And I'm just like, man, historic franchises are not supposed to suck for this long. You know what I mean? They're just not. And we are an historic franchise. That's what I just said, John. 8, 9, 10, that 3-year span where they were competitive and good. That's what I just said, John. Um, and it was like, what the fuck, man? You know what I'm saying? I just want to see my team be competitive. We've had a couple years in the last, 10, 15 years where we have a good season and the next season we don't build off of that. And it's just like, man, it hurts, man. It's really starting to hurt. Um, John, I go on a rant about Mark Davis a few times. People don't like it. They think I'm crazy. Um, I don't know. Give up control of the team. If you still want to own majority of the team and be in the limelight whenever we do end up being a competitive team year in and year out and building something like, being in the mix of some shit. But you gotta think, right? What has Mark Davis done to benefit us Raider Nation fans in the last 15 years that he's been an owner? We've had a couple of good moments. That's about it. That's about it, man. His hires have been whatever, right? I mean, if Jack Del Rio was a really good head coach, he'd probably be a head coach again right now. John Gruden, we've seen how that went. We try to recreate greatness. Didn't work out. Maybe not the way we thought it was going to fall out. Whatever. That's done and over with. Josh McDaniels. I mean, man, I'm going to get into him in a minute. Last year when we brought him in, I was actually excited. Man, because the way they came in, it looked like everything was put together nicely. It looked like everything was going to start falling in place, but it didn't. It didn't. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say like what's going. It's hard to read the room right now. Disgusting. Last week's game was the dumbest shit I ever seen. And I was talking to a couple Raider fans that I know about here where I live at, and I said, you know what? When we were gonna kick the field goal at like 3 minutes and 50 seconds left, whatever, I was okay with that because I go, all right, defense has been playing well today. They give them first down. That's okay. We can still stop them and maybe get the ball back with a minute and some left, right? The flag happens. We end up getting an automatic first down. We're first, what was it, 4th and goal at the 5-6 yard line, something like that, maybe the 9, whatever it was. With a minute and 50 left, you still decide to kick a field goal. And then in the press conference, he says, well, we needed 2 possessions anyway. No, we didn't. We would have been at a minute and 59 seconds left. Okay. And you can say, well, that's only 2 more minutes than the first time. So why were you okay with them kicking the field goal at 3 minutes and 40 something seconds, 50 seconds, whatever it was? There's a big difference because you still got the 2-minute warning at that point. You went out there and kicked the field goal with a minute and 50 something seconds left on the clock. Okay. I know our defense is a little bit better than it's been. Just a little bit, not a lot, just honestly a little bit. But we ain't got the greatest defense of all time playing out there. So to kick a field goal down by 8 with a minute and 50 seconds left, thinking that you're probably going to get the ball back and go down there and score a touchdown, which that was hard to come by last week. I just don't get it. I want to know what goes through I don't know if this dude just like panics or some shit when it's coming down to crunch time. I don't know, man. I don't know. But anybody who thought that was a good idea to kick a fucking field goal with a minute and 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter, down by 8, you're crazy to me. You're crazy to me. We're all football. We're all couch coaches, man. Couch GMs. But I don't think any team would have thought about doing some shit like that. There's no way. Not with the defense we got. We don't have the best defense in the league. It's crazy to me. Why would you just not try to go for it, get the touchdown, and then check it out? If you don't get the 2-point conversion, okay, now we got a chance to get the ball back, and we just got to kick a field goal to win the game. I don't know. It was crazy to me. To think that you were going to go down there, kick a field goal with a minute 50, get the ball back, and then somehow find a way to score a touchdown with maybe 30, 45 seconds left in the game. That's crazy to me, man. That's crazy. Anyways, that was last week. Let's get on with it. We're on a new one. Hopefully we can turn the page and start some shit going. Graham needs to, I would say Graham, I'm not saying I'm a fan of Graham. I was when he came in. He was supposed to be like this new up-and-coming defensive guru in the league. He hasn't shown that, but the defense has been playing better this year, except for one category that I have been hammering on for years. Years and years and years, and we're going to get that. We're going to get to that later, man. We're going to get that shit together later. Let's go ahead and get into the head coaching matchup. You know what the good thing that we got going on for us this week is you got another bum-ass coach over there on the other side of the sideline. The best thing that can happen for us to try to go 2-2 is have to go up against Brandon Staley's bum-ass. Because, like, let's be real, man. We're all Raider fans, right? We're hardcore. We fucking our tears are black and silver. Our blood is, you know what I'm saying? Silver and black. It's all that. But the Chargers got a really good team over there. They just got a really bad coach. So this is helping us with the Chargers some reason thinking it's okay to stick with this motherfucker. Good thing the Chargers got like 5 fans. Because if we had a team like the Chargers did, oh man. You think the Fire McDaniels signs are fucking hot right now? Oh boy. We're going up against probably I'm going to say it, probably the worst head coach in the National Football League right now. I mean, look at this dude. Stacked roster, right? I know a couple guys are down for him this week and last week, whatever. But I mean, I know we gave up a lot of double-digit leads at halftime last year. But this dude, oh my God. I don't know how Charger fans are still alive right now, man. We expect that shit. I mean, I guess the Chargers are kind of the redhead stepchild of the AFC West. They always blow shit. You know, that's just their MO. They always just blow. They blow everything. They blow everything. You know what I mean? They got really good teams, and they always find a way to just fuck it all up. And I guess it's the head coach in this time around. Now we got Josh McDaniels. I mean, he's 2-4 against the Chargers all time, with Denver and the Raiders included. But you look at, I mean, you got 2 bum-ass head coaches going up against each other today. I feel like Josh McDaniels is a little bit smarter than Brandon Staley because I think Staley is just sometimes I feel like he don't even know what he's doing out there because they'll be up by like 14 in the fourth quarter and they find a way to fucking lose a ball game every time. So this is a perfect situation. Who is the better bum-ass coach today is what comes down to it for me. And I'm not trying to hate on my guy. I'm not trying to hate on our guy. I'm not trying to. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not trying to belittle our head coach, but it is what it is. You got to call it how you see it. Josh McDaniels has just not figured it out. He just hasn't figured it out, and at some point, you just got to be real with yourself. It's crazy some of the shit that McDaniels pulls in games in crunch time. And you look at Brandon Staley and he's the same way. Like how? Let's not forget that McDaniels took over a team that made the playoffs and did not build off of that. It comes and it goes on McDaniels because he brought his buddy in as GM. So let's not forget about Ziegler either. Okay? This is a partnership that has just not gotten better. As of right now in week 4, year 2 of this regime. It's a big game for him. It's a big year for him. I seen a quote in one of these Raider groups that I follow, and it was a pretty damn good quote, man. Al Davis, the great Al Davis, said, "My son could never fathom how I could just fire somebody like that so quick, and I hope one day he will understand that when he takes over." And he hasn't understood that yet. Mark Davis has his mother's personality because I'm pretty sure his mother had to be a sweet lady because that dude is probably the nicest owner of the most forgiving owner in the National Football League, and you can't be like that. He should have learned some. He should have learned a few steps from his daddy. Let's not forget, Al Davis fired Mark Davis for a reason. He fired his own damn son. But Al Davis is so stubborn, right? And he said, "Man, we got to keep this shit in the Davis name." He gave it to his son. And I think at the end of the day, he knew his son wasn't capable of this shit, but he just couldn't deal with watching another person coming in and owning the Raiders, right? He took the Raiders to the grave, man. He took it to the grave. Let's move on now. Let's look at this quarterback matchup. You got Justin Herbert over there this year. Why does that say 3-3? I should be saying 1-2. 1-2. Oh man, shit got all fucked up over here. What the fuck did I do? See, he's 1-2 this year. Obviously, 939 yards over the year, 6 TDs, no picks, and against the Raiders, he's 3-3. Against the Raiders, he's 3-3. You got Aiden O'Connell making his NFL debut today. Man, I was rooting for this. When I knew Jimmy G, when it was kind of skeptical 50-50 if he was going to be the starter this week, I was like, man, if McDaniels really goes out there and rides with Hoyer, I mean, what else is there to say, right? Prove a point. I mean, what's the deal? So they're gonna ride out there with Aiden O'Connell. Okay, preseason is preseason. We all know that. Anybody can look good in the preseason, and then when the actual football season starts, it's a completely different story. But you can't take away from what this kid did in the preseason. You cannot take away from what this dude did in the preseason. You can't. He looks good. Kid's accurate. He's got a cannon. Doesn't move too well in the pocket. Kind of a stationary. I wouldn't really say he's a stationary guy. He does move a little bit, but he's not fast. Um, it's gonna be nice to see how Aiden O'Connell comes out today. And to be honest with you, I was sitting there this week like, fuck, man. Where do we go from here, man? If we lose this game, we're 1-3. It's gonna be another long fucking season. It's gonna be another last one. Give me something excited to look forward to. Give me something excited to look forward to. So last night when I was up prepping the show up and shit, I get an alert on my phone. Raiders are leaning towards the rookie quarterback. Everybody thought it was going to be Brian Hoyer, but the Raiders are leaning towards the rookie. And I go, oh, shit. Oh, man, we got something to look forward to today, man. Fuck. I woke up this morning, confirmed. Aiden O'Connell's starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders in Week 4 in L.A. It's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be great for the first drive. We're going to be like, oh, let's see what the rookie got, man. It's going to be hyped up. Hopefully, that hype goes for the whole 4 quarters. For the whole 4 quarters of this game. I want to see this dude. We're always rooting for something special to finally happen to the Raiders, right? We're always waiting for something special. Something special to happen. Maybe this is it. This could be it. What's going to suck is O'Connell could probably throw for 400 plus yards. And this is not what I'm predicting he's going to do. I'm just saying, in theory, what would suck is if he goes out there and shreds the shit out of the Chargers for like 400 plus yards, 4 TDs, whatever it is. And then you got Jimmy G back next week and then we look flat, right? That's what's going to suck because no matter how well O'Connell does this week, you're going to have Jimmy G he's going to be back behind center next week. That's just the way it's going to go. And it would suck for that. I mean, we want to win this game, so we want to see O'Connell do good. I just feel like it'll suck if he goes out there and shreds this defense apart and has a phenomenal fucking game. And then we got Jimmy G back behind center. Now, do I think O'Connell can lead us to the promised land and to a Super Bowl this season? Not really. If I'm being honest with this coaching staff and the way that things are going, I don't see that happening. But it would just suck to see him have a great, phenomenal game. And then, he's back inactive as an emergency quarterback. To me, that would suck. That's probably what's going to happen. Once McDaniels gets his guy back, he's going to put him back behind center. We're going to see Jimmy G next weekend. But we're rooting for O'Connell today to have a phenomenal game, to have a fucking phenomenal game. We're rooting for him. Let's go and check out the offense comparison matchup. The Raiders, Chargers going at it. Look at their offenses, man. The Chargers got a fucking potent offense. And everybody knows that here. But they do got some injuries going on this week. 86 points scored this year, 1250 total, 926 over the air, 324 on the ground, 7 touchdowns over the air, 3 on the ground. Only 1 turnover, so they do protect the ball very well. Now you look at us, it has been a slow fucking start, man. We got 45 points on the year, 863 over the air. No, total, I'm sorry. So our total yards don't even compare to what Herbert's doing over the air. Running, we only got 185, right? 5 touchdowns through the air, no rushing, 7 turnovers. Jimmy G's got 6 picks. He's got 6 picks. Some of them picks last week were just like, what the fuck are you doing? I know there was one pass last week where it was like, what did you see there? You gave it right to him. But we are going up against, this is another thing that's going to favor our guy O'Connell. We're going up against a defense that hasn't been good through the air. They haven't been good through the air. That's a positive sign for us. Especially with the rookie quarterback going in there, getting his NFL debut in front of a lot of Raider fans. Let's be honest. We're going down to Raider Nation Stadium South. That's what we're doing. We're going down to L.A. It's going to be filled with silver and black. We all know that. That's where the Raiders should have been to begin with. They should have been in L.A. They would have had home field advantage every game, every week. I'm not making excuses. Just saying. We're going down to Raider Nation South. We're going to take over that stadium. He's going to have the momentum. He's going to have the crowd behind him. with going up against a bad defense. Hopefully Josh Jacobs can get going this week. Okay, we're on week 4. All right. Cut the dude some slack week 1, week 2. He wasn't in training camp. He was doing his thing. We're in week 4 now. Josh Jacobs has got to get going. He's got to get going. And everybody can talk about, the offensive line is really bad at run blocking. Come on, man. I don't want to hear no excuses no more. You got dudes like Breece Hall out there tearing it up with the shitty-ass offensive line. Come on, man. I don't want to hear the excuses for Jacobs no more. I gave him 3 weeks. We gave him 3 weeks. Raider Nation, he's got to start turning it up. You got your money. You got your $12 million. We gave you what you wanted. It's time to turn up. Because without a running game, we ain't got shit, man. We don't have shit. So it's got to happen. It's got to happen. Let's go ahead and check out what the experts think for this week.
I don't want to act like it's all crazy. It's week 3, but I don't got time to wait around.
I know where he's coming from, and I think we have a lot of guys that are coming from that same perspective.
We're not doing things the right way to establish a winning culture.
The Las Vegas Raiders hit the road back to their old stomping ground, back in LA in this case, to face the Chargers, who have plenty of life left to them.
To the end zone, up in the air and intercepted! Season saved.
I thought our guys really came through in the clutch, and we finished the game the way that we expected.
Phew, just like that, the Chargers avoid being down in a hole. Not exactly AIC style, but you get it. Now they prepare for a black hole taking over their stadium. It's a good old-fashioned certified hood classic, as some of my friends call these. This won't be a traditional Chargers home game, and it won't be the traditional LA offense that rolls out. Mike Williams won't be there to catch TD passes from Keenan Allen. He went for 120-plus yards last week, but he's done for the year.
You see him grabbed for that left leg right there.
That's a big loss for Justin Herbert. The size and speed Williams possesses can't just be replaced. Still, Raiders defense facing the top Week 3 quarterback.
It was a hard-fought win. Certainly not the way we drew it up.
Keenan and Justin were fantastic in the game today.
Herbert dropped 4 bills and a nickel tip.
Are you kidding me? With this throw right inside? Get out of town.
Raiders still have to deal with Keenan Allen, too.
It was one of those complete performances and, part of Chargers history.
Herbert targeted him 20 times in Week 3 alone.
Herbert with a 4-man rush in his face, throws to the right side. Catch by Allen, beautifully dropped in by Herbert.
He'll do it again, too, if he catches 18 of them for 215 yards.
Definitely just wanted to get the win by any means, and 1 and 2, back where we were last year.
Joshua Palmer will play a bigger role this week. He was good for 60-plus yards and a TD in Week 3. He's sneaky good.
To the end zone, deflected and caught! It went off Evans into the hands of Joshua Palmer for a Charger touchdown!
Chargers threw the ball 48 times last week in a close game, but their run game wasn't worth feeding. Joshua Kelly, 11 tries, 12 yards.
Going to the ground, trying to find room for Kelly, and he'll find none.
Is this the game Austin Eckler returns? They really miss him and need him bad. Having him would change their approach to attacking the Raiders. Vegas played the Steelers' run game well enough, held them under 3.5 a run.
Pickett hands it off to Harris. Who's hit in the backfield? Marcus Peters came off the edge and dropped him at the 30.
Their pass defense, though, has room for improvement. They gave up over 230 yards to Kenny Pickett, over 8 yards per attempt, 2 TDs, didn't pick him off, rating over 100. And they weren't defending anyone like Allen. No disrespect to George Pickens.
Pickett drops, firing deep downfield, streaking is Calvin. Austin, who's got it? And he's got it all! Touchdown, Pittsburgh!
Not supposed to just be a week of just talking about shit. You got to go out there and do it.
The Raiders' offense has someone of Keenan's class, though.
That's the theme of this year, is doing it, not just talking about it and figuring out what we need to do. We did all that last year.
Davante Adams also had 20 targets in Week 3. It was like having Derek Carr back there again at QB. Adams scored twice, over 170 yards.
Garoppolo turns, play action. And looking downfield for Davante Adams. He's got it! Touchdown Raiders! Oh, a dice roll in Vegas for 6.
Plus, the Chargers just faced a cat like him, gave up a hair under 150 yards to Justin Jefferson.
Oh, what a strike. Oh, Justin Jefferson on the run. Jefferson will not be caught. It's a touchdown.
LA's secondary did come up big late, but they also gave up big digits to Kirk Cousins, over 360 yards, 3 touchdowns, a rating near 100.
Cousins waiting, throws. Osborne open. He's got it down the sideline. Osborne diving into the end zone. It is a touchdown.
They gave up over 75 yards to tight end TJ Hawkinson, over 50 to rookie wide receiver Jordan Addison. And on top of Adams, LA also has to chase Jacoby Myers around, over 80 yards in week 3.
Devontae Adams had a clear out route where he's running a go route that takes the corner into safety and clears the way for Jacoby Myers on the deep dig to come underneath.
QB that will feed those dudes the ball, Jimmy Garoppolo.
He collapses around him and he throws an interception.
Over 320 yards passing versus Pittsburgh, but low 70s rate because he threw 3 picks.
Jimmy makes a lot of good plays, but obviously when the quarterback holds the ball, he holds the fortune of our team also in his hands.
That's 6 in 3 games.
He's off his back foot, fires far sideline. Adams doesn't even jump for it, and it's picked off by Levi Wallace.
2 of his 3 picks to Adams and Myers. That's the rub, as Mikey would tell you. If you over-target guys, the defense eventually starts to cheat their way. Jimmy also struggled because he had TJ Watt chasing him around all game. He took 4 sacks.
Shotgun to Garoppolo. Oh no, pressure up the middle. He steps into it, trying to dump it short, and he's sacked at the 40.
Garoppolo got bent awkwardly.
Yes, he did.
LA's pass rush is just as problematic as it's armed with Joey Bosa.
Cousins is sacked. Joey Bosa with his 3rd sack in 2 games.
Bosa nabbed 1 sack. The Chargers buried Cousins 4 times.
Cousins all kinds of times had the ball, held it too long. Oh, Tui Pelotu.
Khalil Mack, they're waiting, still sackless, so beware maybe. And how about the ground game on this side? LA gave up 4.7 a run to Alexander Madison last week.
Madison to the edge. There's a good run. It's the first time this year the Vikings have had a run of 10 yards or more.
Raiders have Josh Jacobs, who has had a rough start to 2023.
We need to do a better job of keeping the line of scrimmage clean and getting him an opportunity to get through the line of scrimmage.
The silver lining, or silver and black lining, I guess, his 3.6 per carry average last week has him trending up.
Jacobs again, back-to-back the 2 longest carries of the early season.
You'd expect Josh McDaniels to handle a close game a little different this week, too.
I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, you can go either way with those.
Down 8 late in the game, he took a field goal. Live and learn, right?
I would just be worried I'm not getting the ball back again.
This is a big game. 2-2 and 1-3 are a lot further apart than you think. Take the preview from here, fill out the comment section with your picks and analysis, and don't forget, you can watch live games, NFL Red Zone, NFL Network, and more on NFL Plus. Check that action out. Let's get to the panel of 10.
Well, all the experts got us losing, man. What's new? What's new about that, Raider Nation? We all know how it is. We all know how it goes, man. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Man, just hearing him say it is what it is. What the fuck? What do you mean it is what it is? We want to see winning product. I go 2 ways. I got one highway and another highway for why Raider Nation doesn't show up in Vegas. First year, there should have been no excuses. That when fans were able to come to Vegas into a stadium, it should have been black the fuck out every weekend. No matter how good we were doing, it should have been black the fuck out. I know it's expensive. I got 4 kids and a wife. I figured out a way to get my ass down there for a game. Got a flight, got a room, got a ticket. It's like a $3,000 fucking trip. When you count the booze and everything else that comes along with it. Raider Nation's got to go out there and support. The commission went on a big rant, got some get back for it, but mostly all positive comments. If you got 2 million Raider fans, you could sell out that stadium every game if everybody just buys one ticket a game. One ticket. One ticket a year for 8 games. Black that fucker out. And everybody always goes, oh, well, these guys buy it, these guys buy it. Well, if they can buy it, you can buy it. Black out the stadium. There's no reason we should see all them terrible towels out there. And I'm going to tell you something. You can talk, oh, well, Steeler fans, they travel well. Yes, I know they travel well. So do Raider fans. Raider fans travel real heavy. But when I went to the game I went to, the first year the stadium was open to the public, right? Right after the COVID year. I went when they played Washington. And I'm not kidding, it felt like a college game. Now, it wasn't more Redskin fans than it was Raider fans by any means. But it looked like a college game. Redskin sideline had a lot of maroon over there. A lot. And it was getting loud when we were on third down on offense. You're not supposed to do that. It was loud. And the fucking thing they call a black hole in Vegas, there was some fucking Skins fans in there too. We got to do our part, man. The motherfuckers bitching about how the stadium is packed with other fans should be the same motherfuckers figuring out a way to save some money and then go to the game as well. Can't bitch if you ain't doing something about it. You cannot bitch about something if you ain't doing nothing about it. Let's go ahead and check out Devontae Adams. Let's check out Devontae Adams. See? That's what I'm talking about, Chad. Drop the money and go. Support your squad. Quit bitching about the stadium being filled with other fans if you ain't doing your part. Don't do it. Now we look at Devontae Adams. He had a hell of a game last week, by the way. Started tackling him more. Bro, I'm middle class too. I ain't rich. I'm middle class too. I figure out a way to go to a game every year. What do you mean? Shit. Out of your mind thinking that. Anyways, look at the 23 season. Devontae Adams, 37 targets, 25 receptions, 322 yards on the year, 3 touchdowns. He did his thing last week. Man, he did do his thing last week. Garoppolo finally said, shit, I got to start targeting my guy more if we want to win this game. And he targeted him. We didn't end up winning. I think it's bad coaching. I think it was bad game management on the other end. You know what I mean? When you look at what Josh McDaniels has done the last 2 years, you kind of think you would learn from your mistakes. He hasn't learned from his mistakes, not one bit. He's still doing stupid decisions. Now, I think he's a great play. I think the script, because every team scripts the first 10 plays of the game. Our first 10 plays of the game look fucking awesome. You seen it against the Bills. You seen it last week against Pittsburgh. We get down there, we go fat, we score. After that, it doesn't start looking too well. You know, and you got to start having a better game plan. Like, why is Hunter Renfrow not more involved? Why is Hunter Renfrow, we're paying this dude money. How come he's not been more involved in the game plan this year? He's almost been non-existent compared to recent years. Even last year, he had a decent year with his, I know he was hurt for a while, was out a few games, whatever. He still had a good year. Hunter Renfrow has been non-existent in this whole season. Hopefully Devontae can get some help. Jacoby Myers came back last week. It was his first time back from his concussion, so I didn't expect too much from him. Kind of more like a decoy situation. But now here's week 2, and hopefully he can get back on that week 1 shit that he was on. Because Devontae needs some help, and he's got Renfro. That's what I'm saying. Maybe O'Connell can be the spark this team needs. Maybe that makes Jimmy G go, fuck. I got another rookie backup about to take my spot again. Shit. Maybe that's a good thing. Now that I'm starting to think about it, maybe Jimmy G getting hurt with the rookie in the house is a good thing. Now, Mac Jones, he ain't nothing to, I know Mac Jones was in there. I think they got rid of Jimmy G when they drafted Mac Jones the year after that. Then they brought in Cam Newton. Cam Newton did shitty, and then Mac Jones came in. And Mac Jones is not the best quarterback in the league. He's not even top 15, in my opinion, but he's pretty damn decent. He can keep a team together. Then you had, what's his name, from Frisco. He's doing his shit over there, right? Brock Purdy. Maybe this is a Jimmy G effect. I'm just kidding, man. I ain't trying to get you guys crazy on that. I'm just trying to look for any positives. Let's look at the defense side of the ball. Mike, I've been saying this since last year. It doesn't seem like he makes any adjustments at halftime. Seems like, hey, this is a game plan. Let's roll with it. And if it don't work, it don't work. I hope Hunter Renfro has 6 to 7 catches today because he ain't been doing shit. And I don't think it's his fault. I think it's a game plan that's set in stone. Meyer hasn't really been doing much either. Trey, he got his time in week 2 when Jacoby was out, and he actually performed pretty well. Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. You got to start opening it up because whatever they got going ain't working. Now let's look at the defense. You look at the Chargers, right? Total yards 473. They're 32nd. This is the average, guys. This is average per week. They're 32nd in the pass D. They're in the middle of the pack with the run. They give up 29 points a game. That's below. Third down, they do a lot better than we do, and this is where I'm gonna fucking hit it. You look at the Raiders. We actually are in the middle of the pack this year in some things. Passing, they haven't been able to get the big play off on us. Although there has been a couple of times where the big play was open, but the quarterbacks have overthrown their receivers. Bennett has not been doing good. I feel like he should be moved in the slot, and we should have Nate Hobbs at the 2. Marcus Peters, let's not forget that pick 6 that he dropped last week. That could have probably been a good momentum shifter for us too. Marcus Peters has been playing well. He's really good in zone. He's not so good in man. I don't know why Graham has him coming up and bumping running receivers. He's never been good at that. He just hasn't. I don't know why Patrick Graham thinks that it's okay to have Marcus Peters come up and bump and run receivers. He's just never been good at that his whole career. Look it up. We only give up 220 over the air. That's pretty good. Okay, 127 on the ground. That's all right. We give up 25 points a game. That's an average. I've always liked to see our defense be around 23 or under. We're only 2 points away from that. The defense hasn't been bad, but the worst fucking thing, and this has been the thing that I've noticed my whole entire Raider Nation fandomhood, is we can never get the offense off the field, man. We can never do it. It seems like it could be 3rd and 10, 3rd and 15, and they always find a way to fuck it up. We're 46% on 3rd down conversions as a defense. That is not good. That's not good. That is not a winning solution. I feel bad for Mad Max. I feel like he's doing as much. I mean, we're so bad that we have to run twist for him to try to get in. I mean, the dude is an animal. And we have to run twists so he can get in. The front 7 has got to get better. Diablo and Max Crosby are the only ones that are popping out every single week. Diablo and Max. That's it. You got 5 other holes to fill in that front 7. Spillane had a good week 1. Ever since then, he ain't done shit. It just hasn't been good. It hasn't been good. It's been better, but it hasn't been good. So you got a gunslinger out there. We're going up against Justin Herbert. It's going to be tough. Even without the weapons, he figures out a way to make it work. It's going to be a tough game on that defensive side of the ball. So we got to figure it out. I didn't say Jones' name. That motherfucker gone, man. He's dead to me. Weirdo ass shit going on over there, man. Let's look at what Mad Max has been doing. He's been kind of slow, man, and it's part of the reason is because that's all the opposing team has to worry about. He's only got 8 tackles, 4 assists, 1 tackle for loss, and he's got 2 sacks. It just hasn't been good for Mad Max this year, and it's because the other team, they're solely focusing on him. When you watch him, they triple team Max. They'll start with a double, and then when they can't figure that out, they triple team it. And you never see our defensive tackles or Wilson getting in. So we got to step it up on the front 7. Because Max is, you heard it. He's a very well put together human being. And he even said last week, I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of this shit. You know what, Bill? We could talk about Chandler Jones all day. He didn't do shit for us last year anyway. You know what I mean? The dude is on some fucked up shit. It is what it is. We moving on from that. We ain't got time to talk about it. We already went through that bullshit with AB and whatever, man. It is what it is. People feel bad for motherfuckers like that. And I get that. I understand that. It's a shitty situation, but man, you signed up to play this game for millions of dollars and you knew what came with it. The research has been out there for years. So if it's CTE or if he's just fucked up on some crazy shit, I don't know. Let's move on from that. Let's look at the Raiders and Chargers moments that favor the Raiders.
Woodhead coughs it up, scooped up. Charles Woodson will take it the distance. Leading receiver with 59 yards. Loose football. Woodhead coughs it up, scooped up. Charles Woodson will take it the distance. Touchdown, Oakland Raiders on the fumble recovery. Charles Woodson has just tied Ron Woodson and Darren Sharper for the most defensive touchdowns in NFL history with 13. Get your head around, find the football, and make a play on it. It's blocked, it out of the end zone it goes. The block punt was turned in by Rock Cartwright out of Kansas State, the ex-Redskin. Blocked it out of the end zone. It's the second time he's had one blocked this year. The safety for the Raiders, they begin with a great defensive play. Special teams have plagued the San Diego Chargers, especially in their games on the road at the feet of Darren Sproles. If he's protected, allowed to step up in the pocket, Phillip Rivers is going to be more active. Cypress, who had the last one blocked. And that's how it is blocked and picked up. Hiram Eugene, touchdown Raiders. Wow, you've got problems right up the middle. Is that one blocked? by the reserve tight end, Brandon Myers. Number 83, Hiram Eugene, recovers it for a touchdown. Take a look at that. Lays out and blocks it. Coming from the same.
A Hall of Famer taking the field for the last time at home in his remarkable career, Charles Woodson.
Not in there right now. Or he is top of the screen, line of scrimmage.
2nd and 9 down the middle, and it's tipped away. A good defensive effort this last week. Chargers have failed on the last 5 third downs. Rivers in the end zone. He's taken down for the safety. Danico Autry
Wants the snap. He's got it. Mack coming after him. Rivers gets it away. No one there in Oakland. Takes it in overtime.
Yes, sir.
Though this is my last game in the Coliseum, just know that I'll never leave you. Go Raiders.
Yeah. Let's get in the injuries. Those are some good times to look at. Look at the injury report. Jimmy Garoppolo obviously out with a concussion. Austin Eckler, he was doubtful. He ain't coming. Mike Williams is out. Joey Bosa. 3 key guys on the other side of the team that are out for this game. We have an advantage. If we struggle, we struggle. If we just need the win. We need the win in this game. You got 3 guys. Mike Williams is out for the year. Austin Eckler dealing with some shit. Joey Bosa, he's out with his hamstring. Working out in our favor. Aiden O'Connell don't got to worry about Joey Bosa breathing down his neck. You just got to worry about Khalil Mack. Let's look at the prediction we got going on. I got us taking the dub. Oh, yeah. Jenkins, I think his name is. Chad, he's out too. So they got some hard injuries hitting them right now. I'd see us winning 34-28 if we win, right? I never go against the Raiders. You'll never see me have a prediction that we're going to lose. I think if we're going to win this game, we got to score 30 or more. And we got to do our job on defense. We're going to have – the running game has got to get going. Josh Jacobs has got to get going to help out this rookie quarterback to get going and being comfortable out there. I got us winning 34-28. We're going to see how it rolls out. I hope it's 34-10. You know what I'm saying? We got to have this defense step up. Somebody other than Max Crosby and Divine Diablo have got to step up in that front 7 today. Bilal Nichols had a good game in week 2. Week 3, didn't hear from him so much. We'll see how it goes. We gotta get something going. We gotta get the momentum going in our favor. Because right now things ain't looking good. If Josh McDaniels goes down 1-3, man, we're in a deep hole. The players are frustrated. We already heard Devontae. Devontae Adams, I expect him to be frustrated. He came from a winning culture, and he hasn't been doing that over here. Max Crosby, he's tired of this shit too. You heard him. I'm tired of this shit. They want to win. So hopefully the leaders in this locker room can inspire some of them other guys in there, and we'll see what happens. But that's it for me today, whatever you want to call it. We are done here. This is the pregame show for Raider Reaction. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for showing up. Drink your beer, smoke your blunts, whatever you do to enjoy some Raider Nation football, man. Let's hope for a good win today. Let's hope for a good win today and not a stressful one, man. Not a stressful one. Let's go out there and dominate. Raider Nation, I love you guys, man. And here at Raider Reaction, like we always say, it's all about that peace, that love. Raider Nation.